know how to fix a car. These are good paying jobs. Somewhere along the line, we made a terrible mistake. We started telling young people, oh, those are the jobs that the kids that can't get into college do. It isn't true. Let me tell you the truth. You want the truth?
Yeah.
A welder makes a lot more money than a Greek philosopher. That's the truth. We have a second problem. We have a lot of people in America that have to work full time and are never going to get a raise if they can't go back to school. So for example, let's say a single mother raising 2 kids on her own. She makes $9 or $10 an hour because she's a receptionist. The only way she's ever going to get a raise is to become a dental hygienist or a paralegal. To do that, you have to go back to school. But she can't, because she has to work full time and raise a family. You can't just drop everything and sit in a classroom for four hours a day for the next 2 years. But what if there was an alternative to college that gave her credit for what she's learned in all those years of work and said whatever you're missing you can learn for free online, or a combination of classes online and classes in person, and you don't have to take it on a semester basis but on your own schedule? Not only would that create competition for traditional higher education, it would open the door for millions of struggling Americans so that instead of making $9 an hour as a receptionist, they could make $55,000 a year as a paralegal. So that instead of making $10 an hour as a home health aide, they can make $60,000 a year as a dental hygienist. We can open the door to that opportunity, and you will change the lives of millions of Americans as well. And I'm not saying we're not going to have 4-year traditional colleges. Of course we are. How else would we have college football? We got to have it. I am saying that we can't keep graduating people with degrees that do not lead to jobs, but leave you stuck with thousands of dollars in student loans.
Amen.
I feel very strongly about that. You know why I feel so strongly about it? Because I had that student loan. 4 years ago when I was elected to the Senate, I owed over $100,000 in student loans. I finished paying it off because I wrote a book called An American Son, now available in paperback. When I got married, the largest single bill in our month when the budget wasn't rent or gas or anything else, it was a student loan payment to Sally Mae. And everyone kept wondering, who's this lady you keep sending all this money to? It's debilitating. And we have thousands of young Americans who borrowed money to go to school. And now they cannot find a job. Or the job they can find, they could have had without the loan and without the degree. So how do you fix it? Number one, you provide more information. Before you take out a student loan, you deserve to know how much people make when they graduate from that school with that degree. You deserve to know that the market for Greek philosophers has significantly tightened over the last 2,000 years. I should say Roman philosophers. The Italians are not nearly as touchy about it as the Greeks. I also think that if you already owe these student loans, we should allow you to repay it on the basis of what you make. Because I'd rather collect $50 a month from you than zero, because zero means you've defaulted. Default means you ruin your credit. Ruining your credit means you can never buy a home. You can never get rid of student loan debt, even in bankruptcy. I also think we need alternatives to student loans. I've innovated an idea called the Student Investment Plan. It would work really well for graduate students. It allows you to go to a private investment group and get them to pay for your education in exchange for you paying them back a percentage of your income when you graduate. People say that's like a loan. It's not like a loan. It doesn't go on your credit report, and all the risk is on them. If you turn out to be really successful, they make their money back with a profit, just like a company. If you decide to go live in a tent and find yourself somewhere, they made a bad investment. They lost their money. But if we can revolutionize higher education, we can give our people the skills they need for the millions of better paying jobs that a vibrant private economy will create. Which leads us to the third point, and perhaps the most important for someone seeking federal office. We have to keep our people safe.